Hollywood once crowned them as the most breathtaking stars of their era. Faces that defined beauty, elegance, and cinematic magic. But time changes everything. Today, some of these icons look completely unrecognizable, shaped by life's quiet battles, shocking transformations, and unexpected journeys. Stay with us as we reveal all 50 stunning before and now stories. You won't believe how much they've changed. Like and subscribe. This will leave you speechless. She had that golden glow, effortless charm, radiant warmth, and a spark in her eyes that made the world fall in love. Jennifer Aniston became a global sensation as Rachel Green in Friends, at 25, bringing humor, heart, and irresistible energy to the role that defined a generation. Born on February 11, 1969, in Los Angeles, she rose from humble beginnings to become one of Hollywood's most beloved icons. Beyond Friends, she shined in Marley and Me, The Morning Show, and countless romantic comedies that showcased her depth and grace. Now, at 56, Jennifer remains timeless, a beacon of charm, resilience, and authenticity. But after her, who could ever make laughter feel so beautifully human again? She had a glow all her own, quirky, elegant, and effortlessly magnetic, the kind of presence that made every scene feel alive. Diane Keaton became a Hollywood icon as the free-spirited Annie Hall in Annie Hall, 1977. At 31, her wit and authenticity redefining what a leading lady could be. Born on January 5, 1946, in Los Angeles, she went on to shine in The Godfather, Something's Gotta Give, and countless beloved classics, blending humor with heartfelt honesty. Sadly, Diane Keaton passed away on October 11, 2025, at 79, due to primary bacterial pneumonia, leaving behind a legacy of warmth, courage, and originality. And after her unforgettable spark, who could possibly carry that kind of magic next? She carried an aura of porcelain beauty and quiet fire, the kind of presence that could command a room with just a glance. Nicole Kidman became a global sensation as the dazzling yet tragic Satine in Moulin Rouge. 2001. At 34, her voice, vulnerability, and luminous charm igniting one of cinema's most unforgettable romances. Born on June 20, 1967, in Honolulu, she rose from Australian television to international stardom, later stunning audiences in The Hours, The Others, Big Little Lies, and Being the Ricardos. A devoted mother and fearless artist, she continues to evolve with elegance and boldness. In 2025, at 58, Nicole remains Hollywood's ethereal powerhouse. But after her, who could ever make heartbreak look so breathtaking again? She had a spark you couldn't ignore, mischievous eyes, fearless confidence, and a spirit so alive it felt electric on screen. Shirley MacLaine became a Hollywood sensation as the tender, resilient Fran Kubelik in The Apartment, 1960. At just 26, her blend of vulnerability and wit redefining the modern heroine. Born on April 24, 1934, in Richmond, Virginia, she rose from Broadway dancer to Oscar-winning legend, shining in terms of endearment, Sweet Charity, and Steel Magnolias. Off-screen, her life was marked by bold individuality, curiosity, and spiritual exploration. Now 91 in 2025, Shirley remains a symbol of fearless artistry. But after her radiant fire, who could possibly captivate us next? There's a spark in Reese Witherspoon that feels unstoppable. Sharp humor, radiant charm, and a confidence that lights up every frame. She became a cultural icon as the unforgettable Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, 2001. At 25, proving that brilliance and optimism can be a superpower. Born on March 22, 1976, in New Orleans, she rose from child actress to Oscar winner with Walk the Line, later reshaping Hollywood as both performer and powerhouse producer in Big Little Lies and The Morning Show. Today, at 49, Reese continues to lead with wit and heart, but after her pink-powered magic, who could ever make ambition look this fun again? She had a glow that felt like pure adrenaline, sun-bright energy, sharp wit, and a mischievous sparkle that made every scene unforgettable. Cameron Diaz shot to superstardom as the irresistible Tina Carlisle in The Mask, 1994. At just 21, her effortless charm and magnetic presence turning a debut role into a Hollywood phenomenon. Born on August 30, 1972, in San Diego, she conquered comedy, romance, and action with hits like There's Something About Mary, Charlie's Angels, and The Holiday. After decades of success, she stepped back to focus on family and new ventures. Currently, at 53, Cameron remains an icon of joy and fearlessness. But after her sunlit magic, who could possibly shine that bright again? She carried a rare, aching beauty, emotion simmering beneath every glance, every breath, every quiet moment. Kate Winslet became a global phenomenon as the spirited and soulful Rose DeWitt Bukater in Titanic, 1997. At just 22, turning a tragic love story into one of cinema's most enduring memories. Born on October 5, 1975, in Reading, England, she quickly proved her brilliance in Sense and Sensibility, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and her Oscar-winning turn in The Reader. Known for her honesty, courage, and depth, she remains one of the greatest actresses of her generation. Presently, at 50, Kate still reigns with unmatched emotional power. But after her, who could ever make heartbreak feel so beautifully human again? She had a gaze that burned with truth, bold, compassionate, and unafraid to shake the world awake. Susan Sarandon rose to iconic status as the fierce and resilient Louise in Thelma and Louise, 1991. At 45, delivering a performance so powerful it redefined female heroism for an entire generation. Born on October 4, 1946, in New York City, she built a remarkable career through Atlantic City, Dead Man Walking, which earned her an Oscar, and Bull Durham, balancing intensity with irresistible warmth. A devoted activist and fearless storyteller, she remains a force in both art and life. As of now, at 79, Susan still shines with rebellious fire. But after her, who could ever make courage feel so defiantly alive again? She had a presence that felt electric, fierce eyes, fearless confidence, and a beauty so magnetic it stopped audiences in their tracks. Halle Berry made history as Letitia Musgrove in Monsters Ball, 2001. At 35, delivering a raw, devastating performance that earned her the first Academy Award ever won by a black woman for Best Actress. Born on August 14, 1966, in Cleveland, she rose from pageant stages to Hollywood royalty, shining in Die Another Day, X-Men, and countless genre-defining roles. Her life blends resilience, reinvention, and undeniable star power. Nowadays, at 59, Halle remains a symbol of strength and trailblazing brilliance. But after her, who could ever redefine courage and beauty with such unforgettable fire again? She had an almost otherworldly aura, sharp, elegant, and commanding, with eyes that seemed to read every soul in the room. Cate Blanchett became a global force as Queen Elizabeth I in Elizabeth, 1998, at 29, delivering a performance of blazing intensity that crowned her one of cinema's greatest chameleons. Born on May 14, 1969, in Melbourne, she built a career defined by fearlessness, from the ethereal Galadriel in The Lord of the Rings to her Oscar-winning turns in The Aviator and Blue Jasmine. A devoted mother, activist, and artist, she moves through Hollywood with unmatched grace. At present, at 56, Kate remains a living masterclass in transformation. But after her, who could ever command the screen with such regal fire again? She had a sparkle that felt instantly familiar. Bright, funny, and sharply expressive, with a warmth that made every moment on screen unforgettable. Shelley Long became a television legend as the lovable yet endlessly determined Diane Chambers in Cheers. At 33, her wit, elegance, and comedic brilliance helping shape one of the greatest sitcoms in history. Born on August 23, 1949, in Fort Wayne, Indiana, she later charmed audiences in Troop Beverly Hills, Outrageous Fortune, and the Brady Bunch movie. Her mix of intelligence and heart made her a true original. This day, at 75, Shelley remains a cherished icon of television comedy. But after her unforgettable charm, who could ever make sharp humor feel so beautifully human again? There was an undeniable force about her, passion in her eyes, confidence in her stride, and a magnetic presence that demanded attention. Salma Hayek became a worldwide sensation as the bold, soul-stirring Frida Kahlo in Frida, 2002. At 36, a role that showcased her emotional depth and artistic fire. Born on September 2, 1966, in Coatzacoalcos, Mexico, she rose from telenovelas to Hollywood royalty, shining in Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn, and House of Gucci. Actress, producer, and activist, she opened doors for generations of Latina performers. These days, at 59, Salma remains a blazing symbol of strength. But after her, who could ever ignite the screen with such fearless beauty again? There was always a hypnotic fire in Penelope Cruz. Smoldering eyes, fearless emotion, and a magnetic presence that lingered long after the scene ended. She rose to international stardom as the radiant Sophia in Open Your Eyes, 1997. At 23, a performance that showcased her rare blend of beauty and depth. Born on April 28, 1974, in Alcobendas, Spain, she soon became Pedro Almodovar's muse, dazzling audiences in Volver, Vicky Cristina Barcelona, which earned her an Oscar, and 9. On-screen passion meets real-life warmth as she balances family, artistry, and global acclaim. Now, at 51, Penelope remains one of cinema's most captivating forces. But after her fiery grace, who could ever command the screen with such intoxicating power again? There's a warmth in Drew Barrymore that feels instantly familiar. A mix of innocence, mischief, and emotional honesty that pulls you in before you even realize it. She became America's sweetheart as the lovable Gertie in E.T. the Extraterrestrial, 1982. At just 7 years old, her natural charm launching her into a lifetime in the spotlight. Born on February 22, 1975, in Los Angeles, she reinvented herself with unforgettable roles in The Wedding Singer, Never Been Kissed, and Charlie's Angels, proving her resilience and range. Today, she balances acting, producing, and her own talk show with genuine heart. As of 2025, at 50, Drew remains a symbol of joy, reinvention, and authenticity. But after her luminous spirit, who could ever make Hollywood feel so wonderfully human again? There's a quiet magic in Amy Adams, a softness in her eyes, a steadiness in her voice, and a glow that turns every role into something deeply human. She broke through as the tender, hopeful Ashley in Junebug, 2005, at 31, earning her first Oscar nomination and announcing a remarkable new talent. Born on August 20, 1974, in Vicenza, Italy, she went on to captivate audiences in Enchanted, Arrival, American Hustle, and Sharp Objects, mastering both sweetness and steel with effortless grace. Her journey is one of persistence, vulnerability, and pure artistry. In 2025, at 51, Amy remains one of Hollywood's most beloved chameleons. But after her luminous depth, who could ever make emotion feel so beautifully real again? There's an irresistible elegance in Rachel Weisz, a quiet intelligence, a sharp gaze, and a magnetic poise that makes every moment she appears feel richer, deeper. She became an international star as the brave and brilliant Evelyn Carnahan in The Mummy, 1999. At 29, blending humor, bravery, and charm into a role audiences still adore. Born on March 7, 1970, in London, she went on to deliver powerhouse performances in The Constant Gardener, winning an Oscar, as well as The Favorite, Agora, and Black Widow. Her career thrives on bold choices and emotional truth. Today, at 55, Rachel remains a symbol of timeless sophistication. But after her refined fire, who could ever weave strength and grace so flawlessly again? A natural glow seems to follow Jennifer Garner everywhere. Warm, grounded, and quietly powerful, the kind of presence that makes you lean in without realizing it. She became a breakout sensation as the unstoppable Sydney Bristow in Alias, at 29, blending emotional depth with action star intensity. Born on April 17, 1972, in Houston, Texas, she later melted hearts in 13 Going on 30, earned acclaim in Dallas Buyers Club, and continued to shine in The Adam Project. Off-screen, her kindness and advocacy are just as iconic. Currently, at 53, Jennifer remains Hollywood's emblem of genuine grace. But after her heartfelt strength, who could ever redefine sincerity on screen so beautifully again? A storm of charisma seemed to enter every room with Sharon Stone. Sharp gaze, ice-cool confidence, and a hypnotic allure that made it impossible to look away. She became a global sensation as the enigmatic Catherine Trammell in Basic Instinct, 1992. At 34, delivering a performance so bold and electric it changed the thriller genre forever. Born on March 10, 1958, in Meadville, Pennsylvania, she went on to shine in Casino, Sliver, and The Quick and the Dead, proving her mastery of complexity and danger. Beyond fame, she's a survivor, activist, and symbol of resilience. Presently, at 67, Sharon remains an icon of fearless sophistication. But after her icy fire, Who could ever play mystery with such unforgettable force again? There's a luminous confidence about Anne Hathaway, a mix of sincerity, wit, and quiet fire that makes every moment she appears feel instantly alive. She became a worldwide favorite as the awkward but destined Mia Thermopolis in The Princess Diaries, 2001. At just 18, transforming a simple coming-of-age tale into a modern fairy tale phenomenon. Born on November 12, 1982, in Brooklyn, she soon proved her incredible range in The Devil Wears Prada, Les Miserables, earning an Oscar, and Interstellar. Off-screen, she's admired for her grace, advocacy, and grounded spirit. These days, at 43, and remains one of Hollywood's most captivating modern icons. But after her radiant evolution, who could ever make transformation feel so magical again? There's an intoxicating stillness to Scarlett Johansson, a quiet confidence, a magnetic gaze, and a smoky allure that makes every scene feel charged with emotion. She rose to global fame as the enigmatic Charlotte in Lost in Translation, 2003. At just 18, delivering a performance so subtle and soul-deep it redefined her as one of Hollywood's brightest young talents. Born on November 22, 1984, in New York City, she later conquered blockbuster and art house cinema alike with The Avengers, Her, Lucy, and Marriage Story. Her blend of vulnerability and strength made her a modern icon. This day, at 41, Scarlett continues to evolve with fearless artistry. But after her unmistakable presence, who could ever balance mystery and power so effortlessly again? She a fluid energy in Zoe Saldana, a presence that feels both ethereal and unstoppable, as if she was born to command entire worlds on screen. She catapulted into global stardom as the fearless Neytiri in Avatar, 2009. At 31, blending raw emotion with warrior intensity in a role that reshaped modern sci-fi. Born on June 19, 1978, in Passaic, New Jersey, she went on to anchor 3 colossal franchises: Avatar, Star Trek, and Guardians of the Galaxy, becoming one of the most successful actresses in box office history. Her life reflects resilience, artistry, and devotion to family. At present, at 47, Zoe remains a cinematic force of nature. But after her cosmic fire, who could ever rule galaxies with such heart again? There's a sultry warmth in Eva Mendes, a magnetic blend of attitude, allure, and quiet vulnerability that makes every frame she enters feel instantly more alive. She broke through with unforgettable fire as Sarah in Training Day, 2001, at 27, holding her own beside powerhouse performances and announcing herself as a star to watch. Born on March 5, 1974, in Miami, she later captivated audiences in Hitch, Too Fast, Too Furious, and The Place Beyond the Pines, showcasing humor, depth, and dramatic intensity. In recent years, she's focused on family and design, stepping back from Hollywood with grace. Nowadays, at 51, Eva remains an icon of timeless allure, but after her irresistible glow, who could ever blend beauty and strength quite like her again? A magnetic charge seems to follow Kerry Washington. Sharp eyes, poised confidence, and a presence so powerful it feels like the air shifts when she appears. She became a cultural lightning bolt as Olivia Pope in Scandal. At 35, redefining television heroines with her intensity and emotional depth. Born on January 31, 1977, in New York City, she had already turned heads in Ray, Django Unchained, and The Last King of Scotland, proving her dramatic range. Balancing artistry, activism, and family, she remains one of Hollywood's most influential voices. As of now, at 48, Kerry continues to command every scene, but after her unstoppable presence, who could possibly step up with that same electrifying force? A quiet storm lives in Jessica Chastain, fierce beneath the surface, radiant in stillness, and impossible to forget once she locks eyes with the audience. She stunned the world as the relentless Maya in Zero Dark 30, 2012. At 35, delivering a performance so precise and haunting it earned her global acclaim. Born on March 24, 1977, in Sacramento, she quickly became one of Hollywood's most versatile forces through The Help, Molly's Game, and Interstellar. Her journey reflects discipline, empathy, and fearless artistic choices. Now 48 in 2025, Jessica continues to elevate every story she touches, but after her blazing intensity, who could ever carry silence with such power again? A captivating mix of steel and softness defines Emily Blunt, a presence so precise and expressive that even her quietest moments feel electric. She became an international standout as the razor-sharp Emily Charlton in The Devil Wears Prada, 2006. At 23, delivering wit, attitude, and unforgettable comedic bite. Born on February 23, 1983, in London, she later proved her extraordinary range in Edge of Tomorrow, A Quiet Place, and Sicario, shifting seamlessly between action, drama, and horror. Her life blends family, artistry, and fearless reinvention. Today, at 42, Emily remains one of cinema's most dynamic chameleons. But after her effortless power, who could ever step into a role with such natural command again? A quiet brilliance surrounds Maggie Gyllenhaal, thoughtful, daring, and intensely magnetic, the kind of actress who doesn't just play a character but uncovers something raw beneath the surface. She first captured widespread attention as the bold and complex Lee Holloway in Secretary, 2002. At 25, delivering a performance that was fearless, nuanced, and impossible to ignore. Born on November 16, 1977, in New York City, she went on to shine in The Dark Knight, Sherry Baby, and The Lost Daughter, proving her mastery both in front of and behind the camera. Currently, at 47, Maggie remains a creative force reshaping modern storytelling. But after her quiet fire, who could ever explore vulnerability with such daring honesty again? She's electrifying confidence radiates from Kate Beckinsale, the kind of sleek, commanding presence that makes the screen feel smaller than her energy. She ignited worldwide fandom as the lethal, leather-clad Celine in Underworld, 2003. At 30, fusing precision, intensity, and unexpected vulnerability into an action heroine unlike any before her. Born on July 26, 1973, in London, she had already displayed remarkable range in Pearl Harbor, Serendipity, and The Aviator, mastering romance, drama, and high-octane thrillers alike. Presently, at 52, Kate remains an icon of wit, ferocity, and timeless elegance. But after her dark allure, who could ever redefine power with such stylish force again? Spiritual strength seems to surround Ellen Burstyn, a presence so deep and soulful that even her stillness carries emotion. She became a legend as Chris McNeil in The Exorcist, 1973. At 40, grounding the supernatural horror with raw humanity and maternal fear that shook audiences worldwide. Born on December 7, 1933, in Detroit, she went on to deliver towering performances in Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Requiem for a Dream, and Resurrection, earning her place among cinema's most revered talents. As of now, at 92, Ellen remains a guiding light of wisdom, resilience, and artistic truth. But after her profound depth, who could ever hold the screen with such spiritual gravity again? Luminous fire has always burned in Jane Fonda. Sharp eyes, bold spirit, and a presence so commanding it could shift the energy of an entire room. She became a cinematic force as the fearless Bree Daniels in Clute, 1971. At 34, delivering a performance so raw and riveting it earned her an Oscar and reshaped Hollywood's view of leading women. Born on December 21, 1937, in New York City, she went on to shine in Coming Home, Barbarella, 9 to 5, and later Grace and Frankie, constantly reinventing herself across decades. Nowadays, at 87, Jane remains a trailblazer, an activist, icon, and unstoppable creative spirit. And after her blazing legacy, who could possibly define an era with such fearless conviction again? Irresistible warmth seems to burst from Julia Roberts the moment she appears. That dazzling smile, that spark in her eyes, that joyful confidence that makes the whole screen feel lighter. She became America's sweetheart as Vivian Ward in Pretty Woman, 1990. At just 23, transforming a modern fairy tale into a cultural phenomenon. Born on October 28, 1967, in Georgia, she went on to prove her dramatic power in Erin Brockovich, My Best Friend's Wedding, Notting Hill, and August, Osage County. Her life reflects resilience, family devotion, and graceful longevity in Hollywood. At present, at 57, Julia remains a symbol of radiant charisma. But after her unforgettable glow, who could ever light up a story with such effortless magic again? A spark of fearless charm defines Sandra Bullock. Lively eyes, quick wit, and a magnetic ease that makes every role feel instantly personal. She rocketed into stardom as the unstoppable Annie Porter in Speed, 1994. At 30, turning an action blockbuster into a heartfelt thrill ride powered by her charisma. Born on July 26, 1964, in Arlington, Virginia, she went on to shine in Miss Congeniality, The Blind Side, earning an Oscar, Gravity, and countless beloved hits. Her journey blends humor, resilience, and quiet strength. This day, at 61, Sandra remains one of Hollywood's most enduring forces. But after her vibrant energy, who could ever balance heart and heroism so effortlessly again? Mischievous glow has always followed Goldie Hawn, a burst of sunshine mixed with sharp wit, making her presence feel instantly joyful and unforgettable. She became a sensation as the lovable, chaotic Tony Simmons in Cactus Flower, 1969. At just 24, a performance so fresh and magnetic it earned her an Oscar and launched a legendary career. Born on November 21, 1945, in Washington, D.C., she went on to shine in Private Benjamin, Overboard, and The First Wives Club, mastering comedy and heartfelt emotion with equal ease. These days, at 79, Goldie remains a beacon of optimism, laughter, and timeless charm. But after her golden spark, who could ever light up the screen with such effortless joy again? Icy elegance defines Charlize Theron, a presence so controlled, intense, and captivating that she can command a scene without saying a word. She became unstoppable as the monstrous yet heartbreakingly human Aileen Wuornos in Monster, 2003, at 28, delivering a performance so transformative it earned her an Oscar and stunned the world. Born on August 7, 1975, in South Africa, she went on to dominate action and drama alike in Mad Max, Fury Road, Atomic Blonde, Young Adult, and The Italian Job. Her life reflects resilience, reinvention, and fearless ambition. Now, at 50, Charlize remains one of cinema's boldest powerhouses, but after her razor-sharp intensity, who could ever blend beauty and brutality so flawlessly again? A dazzling surge of theatrical brilliance surrounds Liza Minnelli. Dramatic eyes, electric energy, and a stage-born charisma that hits you like spotlight heat. She became immortal as Sally Bowles in Cabaret, 1972, at just 26, delivering a performance so fearless and intoxicating it earned her an Academy Award and redefined musical cinema. Born on March 12, 1946, in Los Angeles, she carried the legacy of Hollywood royalty yet carved her own path through New York, Arthur, and countless legendary stage performances. Her life has been a whirlwind of triumph, vulnerability, and artistic devotion. Today, at 79, Liza remains a symbol of showbiz magic, but after her explosive flair, who could ever command the spotlight with such unapologetic brilliance again? A burst of glittering confidence and pure heart seems to radiate from Dolly Parton. That sparkling smile, that unmistakable voice, that larger-than-life spirit that pulls you in before the first note even lands. She became a cultural icon as Dorothy Rhodes in 9 to 5, 1980. At 34, blending humor, toughness, and warmth in a way only she could. Born on January 19, 1946, in Tennessee, she went on to shape music and film with Steel Magnolias, timeless hits like Jolene, and decades of philanthropy. Currently, at 79, Dolly remains a beacon of joy, generosity, and unstoppable creativity. But after her shining legacy, who could ever mix charm and soul with such unforgettable magic again? A quiet, simmering power surrounds Kathy Bates, the kind of presence that doesn't shout but seizes you with a single look, a single breath, a single shift in her voice. She stunned the world as the chillingly devoted Annie Wilkes in Misery, 1990. At 42, delivering a performance so terrifying and masterful it earned her an Oscar and a permanent place in cinema history. Born on June 28, 1948, in Memphis, she later proved her extraordinary range in Dolores Claiborne, Titanic, Fried Green Tomatoes, and American Horror Story. These days, at 77, she remains a fearless, beloved powerhouse. But after her haunting brilliance, who could ever command the screen with such quiet, devastating force again? An unmistakable intensity radiates from Sigourney Weaver, a sharp, commanding presence that makes you feel she belongs at the center of every battle, every mystery, every universe she steps into. She became a groundbreaking icon as Ellen Ripley in Alien, 1979. At 29, redefining what strength, fear, and resilience could look like on screen. Born on October 8, 1949, in New York City, she went on to astonish audiences in Ghostbusters, Gorillas in the Mist, Avatar, and countless daring roles that showcased her depth and power. This day, at 76, Sigourney remains a towering force of talent and authority. But after her trailblazing fire, who could ever hold the spotlight with such fearless command again? A haunting, poetic strength seems to flow through Jessica Lange, a presence so layered and hypnotic that every glance hints at a deeper storm beneath the surface. She first mesmerized the world as the vulnerable yet luminous Dwan in King Kong, 1976. At 27, launching a career defined by daring choices and emotional intensity. Born on April 20, 1949, in Minnesota, she went on to deliver masterful performances in Tootsie, Frances, Blue Sky, and later reinvented herself in American Horror Story, earning global acclaim. Nowadays, at 76, Jessica remains a beacon of artistic depth and reinvention. But after her soulful fire, who could ever capture darkness and beauty with such breathtaking honesty again? A magnetic toughness surrounds Demi Moore, bold eyes, fearless poise, and a quiet intensity that makes her feel unbreakable even before she speaks. She became a global phenomenon as the determined and resilient Jordan O'Neill in G.I. Jane, 1997. At 35, delivering a physically and emotionally fearless performance that redefined Hollywood's idea of a female action lead. Born on November 11, 1962, in New Mexico, she had already risen to fame through Ghost, A Few Good Men, and Indecent Proposal, proving her range across romance, drama, and power roles. As of now, at 63, Demi remains a symbol of reinvention and inner strength. But after her fierce legacy, who could ever push boundaries with such unapologetic force again? A gothic elegance seems to wrap itself around Angelica Houston, regal, enigmatic, and effortlessly commanding, as if she carries centuries of stories in a single glance. She became iconic as the gloriously dark and unforgettable Morticia Addams in The Addams Family, 1991. At 40, blending wicked charm with velvety sophistication. Born on July 8, 1951, in Santa Monica, she grew up in a dynasty of filmmakers and went on to excel in Prizzi's Honor, winning an Oscar, as well as The Witches, The Grifters, and Wes Anderson's films. Now 74 in 2025, Angelica remains a symbol of artistry, mystery, and fearless individuality. But after her haunting grace, who could ever bring such spellbinding power to the screen again? A bold, athletic confidence defines Geena Davis. Sharp gaze, fearless posture, and a spark of rebellion that makes her feel larger than life the moment she appears. She became a generational icon as the daring Thelma in Thelma and Louise, 1991. At 35, crafting a performance so raw and liberating it forever changed the landscape of female-led cinema. Born on January 21, 1956, in Massachusetts, she had already charmed audiences in Beetlejuice, A League of Their Own, and The Fly, proving her extraordinary versatility. As of 2025, at 69, Geena remains a champion for gender equality and a symbol of unstoppable strength. But after her trailblazing spirit, who could ever redefine courage with such fearless clarity again? Luminous gentleness radiates from Mary Steenburgen, the kind of comforting presence that feels like a soft light settling over every scene she touches. She won hearts as the tender and wise Clara Clayton in Back to the Future Part 3, 1990. At 37, bringing grace and sincerity to a franchise built on adventure. Born on February 8, 1953, in Arkansas, she had already showcased her depth in Melvin and Howard, earning an Oscar, and continued to shine in Parenthood, Elf, and The Help. Today, at 72, Mary remains a beloved figure of kindness, wit, and timeless charm. But after her glowing warmth, who could ever make gentleness feel that powerful again? Luminous gentleness radiates from Mary Steenburgen, the kind of comforting presence that feels like a soft light settling over every scene she touches. She won hearts as the tender and wise Clara Clayton in Back to the Future Part 3, 1990. At 37, bringing grace and sincerity to a franchise built on adventure. Born on February 8, 1953, in Arkansas, she had already showcased her depth in Melvin and Howard, earning an Oscar, and continued to shine in Parenthood, Elf, and The Help. Today, at 72, Mary remains a beloved figure of kindness, wit, and timeless charm. But after her glowing warmth, who could ever make gentleness feel that powerful again? Thank you for watching this unforgettable journey through Hollywood's most beautiful stars and their incredible transformations. Time may change faces, but their talent, legacy, and impact will never fade. If this video surprised or moved you, please like, subscribe, and share your favorite memory of these iconic legends in the comments. We'll see you in the next story.